All right, so welcome to our one-on-one sessions with our rising stars, soon to be just stars from the Chris Jordan Media All-Star Radio Mentorship that happened for the first time. I say for the first time from my side, but also it was a first for South Africa. In terms of, I want to kind of explain myself before we actually start with the fabulous Zinhle Geluk, who is here with me, and she is one of our rising stars that we did select. But there wasn't, just in terms of like a mentorship, mentorships were a thing, I think, really like a big thing across industries about 15 years ago, and then they started to just kind of dissipate. We started finding that internships started to replace mentorships because mentorships are supposed to anyway be something that's committed and that is long term, and that is the whole point. And it kind of moved over to a bit of this and a bit of that within an industry where one mentor would pick one person as an advisory, an advisory person or source of information. But we decided to go more formal and more structured. And I want to just first obviously say thank you to my fellow mentors that also joined us. Like I say, it was experimental because it was our first year. And again, obviously to our three rising stars. So Zinhle, we'll hear from Mamokete, and we'll also hear from Terry. And each one of them are going to be chatting to us in an individual interview just to kind of round up. Yeah. Okay, so you are doing fine. You're doing well.
I'm good, and you?
Well, I mean, you know what? I was going to say that's kind of a trick question from both our sides. I shouldn't have started with it because in really we kind of just get to the point. But I am genuinely, obviously we've grown to be connected over the year, and I do care about you,
Yeah.
and both your obviously your professional and your personal and everything about you and how you grow, and obviously how you're going to keep on growing. So I do care in general how you are doing. So you're looking fabulous with the hair. It's good.
Yeah.
Nice. You're ready.
Yeah,
You're
something new because I was like in an afro like the whole year, so I just decided to
yeah, man.
put
I
it
like
on rest.
actually, that's a lie. Nobody likes change. People who like change, you can't depend on because those people are the ones that are like, you see them one side and then poof, like the next side they're in like Western Europe. Anyway,
Yeah.
so but I do like it definitely suits you. You really look like a star. You have looked like a star, but I have a thing for long hair and dreads. I mean, they look good. So, okay. All right.
Thank
So
you.
I want to start off by asking you something because it's one thing that when I selected three of you, you stood out. There wasn't a large like group of people to choose from. There were about 12 people, right? And that doesn't actually matter. I didn't need hundreds. I'm guessing, if I wanted even hundreds, I would have landed up with you anyway. But the thing is that because selection in the industry is at the end of the day just from one person, you could be sitting next to two people and you've got to be selected.
Yeah.
So we saw something, and I saw, and we saw, and we all loved it. Um, Something that stood out. But at the end of the year, you can't think. What do you know makes you stand out?
What do I know makes me stand out?
Not
I
I
think
think
it's,
I know. Not I think I know.
I think, yes, never I think. I would say it's persistence. I think just my love for people and yeah, being myself. Like over the years, I've really tried to like center and being myself instead of like following the crew and yeah.
When people interview you and they do ask that question, especially in radio, they do because it is one of the things where when we are on air, we do stand out intangibly. So, for example, in other words, it's something that you can't feel or touch. Yes, we do obviously have the skills. We can obviously apply them to. But then there is that X factor, and it is a difficult question to ask. But somehow somewhere at some time you're going to have to put words to that question that really makes it, it doesn't have to be a long story. That's the thing. Even myself, because we all change in a, not exactly our core personality, but we change and we grow as human beings. So yes, those things will change to describe you. But if again, I'm going to ask one more time. So yes, I love the personal aspects. The connection's really great that you have with people. You do actually have that. It's an immediate connection. But what is that? What is that X factor? If you can kind of maybe even describe it as a feeling or something that happens when you're in a room or something that when you wake up in the morning and you gravitate through the day, you are, I'm not saying better than other people, but you are definitely something special.
Um, yeah, actually, the more I think about it, tricky question.
It is a tricky.
But yeah, I think I would say, like, normally when I wake up, I'm motivated by, like the fact that can still wake up, that I still have a purpose to chase out there. Because, like, as a girl, I've always had a dream of being one of the most powerful women someday. And not just for myself, but for like everyone else. Like, as in, when I get to that stage, I bring up a whole bunch of other people with me, so that yeah, we can just make the country a better place, and also just inspired by God and family. And yeah, like when I walk into the room, I try and make everyone feel their sense of belonging, like they don't have to feel excluded or judged or
I mean, and that's why you, obviously, I mean, that's the most important thing. So to be able to know that you can control your emotions, your reactions, your actions, your thoughts, and that how that will affect the next person, the very next person, which is exactly what we do as radio personalities. We connect to one person, and make sure that that is how we are consistent in building a relationship. I wanna know that your professional growth. So in the beginning of the year to the end of the year, what did you start learning? 'Cause again, we think a year is a long time to adapt and grow to new habits and grow our personality, or kind of, because when you do change, you are uncomfortable as well. It's a new kind of norm.
mm,
So where do you think you've started, should I say, to grow?
where have I stopped growing?
Yeah, we started to grow throughout the entire year, and I say professionally, and we'll get to the personal aspect a little later.
I think in terms of professionally, there were a lot of elements because in the beginning of the year, like I didn't know a whole bunch of stuff. Like one thing that I noted was you can't know a lot. Like you can't reach a stage where you say I know a lot. And I think hence the reasons for this program, like it opened my eyes to so many other things like branding, social media branding, something that I never really took much care of. Uh, Also like voiceovers, I never really like. I just thought you just speak for speaking, but now there's the whole technicalities behind it actually, and yeah, just basically like managing content and yeah, professionally, like I feel like I've learned a lot this year.
And do you feel that that's changed I say both your personal and your work ethic? So personally, it obviously, because I mean that the two are they're intertwined. I mean, if you're a kind of person, as a person, then you're going to be a kind of person as a professional. So where do you see the biggest? If I'm going to choose one, where's one of your biggest where you go, oh no, this is definitely something that's changed, or grown. I like growth. Changes implies that you are something terrible to begin with, but growth is good.
I think they almost like they almost equal the professional and personal, but mostly personal element changed also because even like my attitude towards it. Like I don't just see it as just like I realized also the far impact that radio has. Initially, I just took it casually, especially in my beginning times of UCT radio. But now, also with like the COVID going on and people having need that companion, needing that information and so forth, it really, really like it's a big impact. So that was my realization throughout the year.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so look, it's been a year. People go through a lot of things in a year. You understand? Never mind a month or a
Yeah.
week, but it's a year. That's why I thought the mentorship should be over a year. Even though you look at it and it's a little bit daunting, you're thinking, oh my word, I mean, I might not be here tomorrow, but definitely a year, we have no idea where we're going to be. You understand? And I thought
Yeah.
it'd be quite effective. Again, it was experimental. I don't know. I've never done this before, but I can never say that again. Now I can say I've done it before. But throughout the year, there was obstacles. You know what I'm saying to you. So where did you
Mm.
start feeling that obstacles immediately off the rack were unreasonable? And that you had to one day or later give me the day where you felt like, no, I have to actually, I got to tackle these things. You know what I'm saying to you? So some thoughts on that.
Mm. For me, because sometimes I get overwhelmed. Like I'm that person where that immediate thoughts, I'd be like, and then now sometimes it sort of makes me, I don't want to say procrastinate, but it sort of makes me hold back because I'm always fearing like the worst outcome. So one of them was the social media, for example, in the beginning. Like I was just like, how do we do this? Like, isn't there social media manager or something? Like, yeah, because I also like I would always be scared that now if I give a different outlook or change to the content, like how would people receive it, or
Yeah.
like is it so that much, yeah, relevant? And I think there was a time where I'm sure it was like July or August where I just said, yeah, now I need to really, really put
Yeah.
in efforts. And then so far my Instagram, yeah, it has quite changed. Like,
And you, I mean, you as a, so what did that, I mean, again, remember that's, so we have obviously the tangible, which let's say in this case would be let's say that just the Instagram account, right? For you, what is that equal to for you as a person? I'm not saying the reflection on Instagram. I'm saying that
mm,
action of saying I've made a difference. Did it spark uh, difference in you? So saying, I want to start looking at things differently. I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm trying to interpret just, let's say, an example. So, I did this. I made a change. Here it is. It's a little example of it. And now suddenly I want to go and I want to try this or whatever it may be. Or I need to rethink this. Or I need to polish this.
mm. So sort of when that realization came, or
Oh,
am I
you
understanding that
asked me.
correctly?
Oh, like, no. So I'm saying, yeah. Well, I drifted off there for a second. Anyway, okay. So no, I was waiting for the finish of the sentence. Okay. So no, I meant like, in other words, so the Instagram, let's say, using it as a metaphor. Do you understand? So that's a metaphor
Yeah.
for, let's say, what you were going through mentally, because obviously at the end of the day, it's all about attitude. It's about attitude, and then the way that you will perform on that, act on that attitude. So in what way did that change that aspect of you?
The thing of attitude, I think it changed it when um like it changed in that thought process of having, when you want to be like, okay, now I really want to like run my money for what's that say called, run your money for the talking, I forgot the thing.
I am terrible at saying
Like,
idioms are the worst thing. I can't, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, so it was just that part of I need to some degree run my
Yeah.
money at it. And yeah.
Take a run for your money. Is that it?
Yeah, I think it's something along those lines to brunch for money and
Putting two people with
do
no
it.
knowledge on idioms. Okay, that's great. Okay, so um, uh, before and after. So I like I said to you again, just the Zinhle in January, and it's December 23rd. We're like, that's why I wanted to hold these interviews right at the last day. I wanted to say, like, where is Zinhle 23rd of December
Where is Zinhle December? Zinhle
compared to
is
Zinhle in Feb?
Zinhle is more excited about the industry. Still wants to learn even more. Also recently I took up the challenge of entering the Good Up FM campus DJ search. I think it was around October.
Yep.
November, October, and
How do
that
you?
was like quite great. The support from the mentorship was like super great because initially I almost doubted myself in the beginning process, but then I just listened to everything that was given, and now I even made like the top 5 because I entered it last year, but
Yeah.
then last year I didn't even make like the next rounds to the competition. So
Okay.
this year was quite like a hack having made it all the way to the finals,
And you got to,
and
well,
yeah,
say,
now
yeah, and you got to obviously have exposure to the station as well afterwards, which is great. Which,
yeah.
uh, uh,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
the also the exposure. So now it's now trying to pursue commercial, but next year also music radio is going back to potentially studio. So I might still be doing that whilst
yeah.
yeah
Again,
pursuing now
and
commercially.
outputs, you can expect outputs from Zinhle. We're not done with you. We're just done with the year, and your outputs will still be coming soon. Within the early of next
Yeah.
year. Okay. Last question. What do you want for your short term and your long term goals in terms of this industry, your career?
I think for the short term goals, first would be setting foot in commercial, and then after that, just further exploring myself within that range. And long term, perhaps even consider management of it, of the like the
Good.
industry also, and just reaching and bringing up more broadcasters, like upcoming broadcasters, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, does that Zinhle, does she make it? Does she make
Does
it?
she make it long term?
Yeah. Can you see that Zinhle? Does she make it?
Yeah,
Not, I
and
think.
she's very satisfied.
You know.
I know she makes it.
Just
Think
before you
actually the same word in the
just before you're gonna say it. Just before you're gonna say it. Listen, just on that note, and obviously we'll just close up now. We'll get to some of the other goals now, but it's just one of those things of training your brain. And again, it was just this year, even for any person. It's not just for me or for any person. It would be for any random person around the world. What's beautiful, and I think it's beautiful. It is frustrating at the time. Is like trying to get along and trying to connect with various personalities all the time. But frustration comes from being uncomfortable. And that's when I just want to kind of close off on, not just for you, but just for everyone. The only way that everyone knows, the only way that you are in a growth spurt is when you are uncomfortable. And for me, it's always like that. When I let's say get to know you, or get to know myself, or get to know a group of people, or whatever, a team, it doesn't really matter, right? Get to know my journey, get to know what I want in life, get to know, like I say, goals, things I want to actually do. It's uncomfortable at first because it's nothing that I have at the moment a point of reference on right
yeah,
now. I really want to say, I want to kind of end off that because you're brave, and you went with it. You doesn't. We're not comparing the amount of growth. You're not running a race. No one runs a race against anyone, but you do run a race against yourself. I always say that. And so if you feel like you got like the number one spot, and the other Zinhle is like the second and third place, that's good. I'm glad.
Yes, definitely. And I'm so grateful for like the program in general. I just feel like I want to see it the next 5 years time, like when now they've introduced more people and structure. It's quite interesting. And then
Thank you.
us as the like alumni, like
Yeah. We'll have
out
you on
there.
as a
Yeah.
mentor. That's how I want it. I'd like to have you on as a mentor, to a mentee mentor more. Okay. It's been
That's good.
awesome.
Yeah.
This is not a goodbye. It literally is just literally for social media. So, and it showcased on you. Please,
Yeah, I'm still
please, one more
happy.
time. Everyone can find your handles on the page that highlights the mentorship. But anyway, you can tell us where to find you and promote yourself there.
So it's Instagram at Zinhle Geluk. Facebook, it's Zinhle G, the page, and then Zinhle Geluk, the normal, like the personal one. And then Twitter at Zinhle Geluk.
Awesome. Okay. Can I close? I'm going to close kind of like very in a cheesy way. Do you have a motto for people to inspire people? I know that's.
And what
God, I should have prepped you on that. But do you have one? I mean, I've got my one came from a boss, my first boss, and
yeah.
he stole it from somewhere. I'm sure. Anyway, but I love Dare to be Great. When he told me that as a kid, I thought, why not? Kind of like it is a chance
Yeah.
you're taking. You don't know where you're gonna, but I'd like to try and like to dare to be great. And that really was lovely for me. I want to put one of yours on my fridge.
I think mine, and it's one funny enough. I think I read it like much beginning of the year, like around March, and it sort of carried me throughout the year. So it says opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. I think
Ah,
that's like
yeah, that's
because
very
that
cool.
constant reminder that you're only gonna get it. Also, if you also just put yourself out there, don't mind what's what, just and then opportunity finds you, and then
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm totally using that. So no jokes. So
I think I want to tell yours as well.
hey, yeah, no. You know what I'm saying to you? We got that. What's mine is yours. Yours is mine. Okay, great. Thank you so much. You've been really amazing, and I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. There is no other way. You've been fantastic. Lots of love, and thank you so much.
Thank you.